the developing mind, Piaget's 4 stages. Here's something wild. A 2-year-old and a 12-year-old are both thinking, but they're running on completely different operating systems. And neither of them chose which one. Jean Piaget figured out why. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Stage 1, sensorimotor. Birth to age 2. Here's the question. What does a baby actually know? Nothing abstract. No symbols. No words. Just, this is cold. This is soft. This fell and made a sound. The baby is literally a scientist. Every grab, every drop, every taste, that's data collection. Piaget called this the sensorimotor stage because the mind is the body at this point. And here's the crazy part. At first, if you hide a toy under a blanket, the baby thinks it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Then, around 8 months, something clicks. They lift the blanket. They understand things exist even when I can't see them. That's called object permanence. And it's the first time the mind reaches beyond the senses. Stage 2, pre-operational. Ages 2 to 7. Now language explodes. And with language comes something fascinating. Symbols. A cardboard box becomes a spaceship. A stick becomes a sword. The child's brain has just unlocked. One thing can stand for another thing. That is enormous. But, and this is key, the child still can't take someone else's perspective. Ask a 4-year-old to describe what a scene looks like from your side of the table. They'll describe what they see every time. Piaget called this egocentrism. Not selfishness, just the literal inability to step outside their own viewpoint yet. They're building a mental vocabulary. The logic to use it, still loading. Stage 3, concrete, operational, ages 7 to 11. This is where things get real. The child can now reason, but only about things they can see, touch, or physically interact with. Concrete things, hence the name. Here's a classic Piaget test. Take 2 identical glasses of water. Pour one into a tall, thin glass. Ask a 5-year-old, which has more water? They say the tall one. Every time. Because it looks taller. Ask a 9-year-old. They laugh. They're the same. You just poured it. That shift, understanding that quantity doesn't change just because the shape does. Piaget called conservation. It's logical thinking, switched on. They can also reverse their thinking now. And they're starting to understand other people's perspectives. The world just got a lot bigger. Stage 4, formal, operational, 12 and up. And this is where the mind does something genuinely remarkable. It leaves the physical world behind. A teenager can now think about things that don't exist yet. Possibilities, hypotheticals, futures. What if this law changed? What if I made a different choice? What would happen if? This is abstract thinking. And it's the same engine that powers philosophy, science, art, and every system of belief humans have ever built. Piaget called this the formal operational stage. And here's the kicker. Not every adult fully reaches it. Research suggests a significant portion of the population defaults to concrete thinking even in adulthood. Which raises the question, are you reasoning from evidence? Or just from what feels familiar? What Piaget gave us isn't just a chart of ages and stages. It's a reminder that the mind isn't born finished. It builds itself through experience, through friction, through interaction with the world. A child isn't a small adult. They're a different kind of thinker entirely. And the more we understand how the mind builds itself, the better we get at building the environments, the classrooms, the conversations, the challenges that help it grow. Piaget didn't just study children. He gave us a mirror. Next, we'll look at what happens when development gets disrupted and what Vygotsky thought Piaget got wrong.